Okay.
Also on this ordinance, we can't adopt that, truck ordinance till we get a board. Is that right?
We got it ready.
Hmm.
It's ready.
Yeah, food truck ordinance has nothing to do with the planning board.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a,
She said we can't,
I've got,
it's not a food truck, it's not a planning zone deal, it's the actual ordinance.
yeah.
For,
Food trucks has nothing to do
Playing
with
in
zoning.
has nothing to do with it. Zoning, the only thing has to do with planning board.
questions on the food truck ordinance. We discussed it before voting tonight.
Oh, we are,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. If there needs to be changes, yes, absolutely. All right.
We'll have that up for discussion in my opinion when it comes to that board anyway. All right. Meeting protocol will be the mayor. I see conflict interest statements in your binders, and we're moving on to public comments. We got Susie, Christmas parade.
For some of y'all that may or may not know, we decided with the parade committee that we wanted to invite the Marine Corps band to come and play at the parade. Did not realize it was such a process to get them here, but I had filled out the information, I sent it off today, and just cross your fingers that we are selected. Then, we would like to invite not just, of course, the town board, but more of our local, state, and county politicians to ride or participate in the parade. But if there's any way, if y'all have a list, a contact list of how to get up with them, I appreciate that. And we wanted to
I
send
think
them.
most of them have been, county commissioners mostly, and then Chris usually rides in it,
See if we
representing.
can get like Bob and that type of stuff.
Bob
You
Brinson
come out
and
like
maybe
Bob, yeah.
Dr. Murphy, but we would love to make sure that they have a presence in our parade. I wanted to send them a letter and personally invite them, but rather than just be the parade committee, I wanted to know if it was okay with you guys if I wrote out the letter that the parade committee, along with the Pink Hill Town Board and the mayor, would like to invite them to participate, and I wanted to make sure that was okay before I did anything like that.
Is that something we had to
What
vote
about
on?
drafting the letter as though it's coming,
Memorials too.
Oh.
what about drafting the letter as though it's coming from the town?
That sounds great to me.
Um,
I want it to look professional,
and we,
sound
and we can,
professional.
and that way Mike can, if the mayor wanted to, he could sign at the bottom.
Yes,
And we could all sign it if we're all
Yes.
supportive of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. She can draft a letter.
And that,
from the
or
way it comes.
if Susie, yeah, or Lauren, and it can be on our letterhead and.
Well, you
and
got
then
it.
I'll be glad to fill them out and mail them off, but I wanted it to look professional and sound professional.
And we should have a list of all our representatives in there anyway, because it's online too.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
And that is December 7th, correct?
Yes.
2:00.
And other than that, of course, we are still talking about, who we want to be the, what do you call the person that leads the parade? Grand Marshal, you gave me
I am
an idea.
available. I am.
Well,
Get to
we
the
got
courtroom.
somebody in
He
mind,
nominated
but when we
himself.
get ready to invite them, I would like either the town board to invite them, or either some of y'all, you know,
Yeah.
we got somebody in mind.
Are we working on, I know you are, but the high school bands too.
Yes.
Didn't have any last year. We'd love to get, cause, and if we have to, pay for transportation or whatever to get some of the bands to come.
I
Like,
know it was.
we used to have Kinston High School Band. They got a really good band. South Lenore,
and
East
when we
Oakland.
had Spring Creek. I don't
Yeah.
know what possessed them to come. They were awesome.
It's hard to, parades not hard, you gotta have a band.
Yeah. But, and I know that you said there had been some allotted monies. We're trying to make this thing pay for itself, but if it doesn't, we may be.
I think we got Christmas parade.
Yeah, it's a line item.
It's a line item.
Well, normally, between Miss Merry Christmas and the paying entries, we hope we'll have enough
Yeah.
money to cover it, but we may be coming back to you. And that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you, man. All right, Tony, you're next. Neighborhood watch.
Neighborhood watch. Okay. Don't get scared, I'll read fast. All right. The August Neighborhood Watch meeting information, it's gonna be at the Tower 110, West Broadway Street, August 19th. Doors open 6:30, meeting starts 7 p.m. Guest speaker is gonna be Justin Barnett, Justin is the pastor of Jackson Heights Original Free Will Baptist Church. Justin will be discussing addiction. At the meeting, we'll explain how Neighborhood Watch can help reduce addiction. Neighborhood Watch stickers will be available for free, anyone who needs them. For anyone who needs them, coloring books and crayons will be free for the children. You can bring kids along, Michael. And light refreshments will be available. This meeting will be open to the public. You may ask, how come I came up with this idea for Neighborhood Watch topic? I didn't come up with it. This is the National Neighborhood Watch program. The National Neighborhood Watch has partnered with the NSA, National Sheriff's Association, to try and lessen crime. Many crimes, both violent and nonviolent, are caused by people who are addicted to drugs. And they will do anything to get the money to pay for their next hit. Are drugs and alcohol addictions in Pink Hill? That's something I'll be discussing with Mike, and we'll talk about it at this meeting. Here are some examples of what addicts will do. Theft-related crimes, shoplifting, pickpocketing, purse snatching, bicycle vehicle theft, burglary, residential business, burglary, robbery, muggings, convenience store, gas station robberies, fraud and scams, credit card fraud, check forgery, plushing and online scams, selling stolen goods, pawning stolen items, black market sales, prostitution and sex work, drug dealing, selling drugs, often to maintain their own habit, and metal theft, stealing copper wire, catalytic converters. We know about that in Pink Hill for a while back there. And scrap metal. So this is what it's going to be about. Hoping we get a really, really good turnout this time. Mike's agreed that he's going to come and be there if we need information about what's happening locally. But this is nationwide. This is not just little towns. This stuff's going on everywhere. And you hear about these shootings every single day. You turn on the news, somebody's getting shot. And a lot of it's so much drug related that people are addicted. Well, this is going to tell you how you can spot that addiction and get it nipped in the bud. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. All right, Richard.
Good evening. How you
Connect.
doing?
Good.
I'm Richard Goldsby. Been a while since I've been in here. I've been traveling, basketball and traveling. But anyway, let me start off with this. I've been here since 1999 in Pink Hill. And I saw some of your children already grow up doing the sports thing, and I helped them on their way. And that brought the neighborhood together. I'm all about family. And the small town that's Pink Hill, we should be close-knit. We should be talking to one another. We should be connecting with one another. No matter, you hurt, I hurt. And you have, I have, or whatever I give to you if I got it, and things of that nature. And I want to appreciate the mayor for letting us borrow and the people who came out to our fun day in last Saturday in July. We had a good turnout. I appreciate everybody who participated in it. But I'm here to talk about connection, community connection. We still here and alive. We got Jeremy out in California working on our webpage. When he came home one day, we said, you're going to put this webpage together for us. So we will be online real soon and connecting with one another. So my thing of I'm asking is, Sue's coming, she came together and talking about come together, connect with one another. We're going to invite people to come to dinner for every third Monday at Two Dogs. We meet every third Monday at 6 o'clock. To come have a meal and talk. Talk with one another. It ain't about putting nobody on the spot. Just have a conversation. That's all we're talking about. What can we do together to make Pink Hill a town that people want to come in here? That's what we're about. You know, I fought myself because I thought I wasn't getting involved in nothing. Do nothing, just go home and close my door and be quiet. But now, I can't stand it. I'm just telling you straight up, I can't stand it. It get on my nerves now. That's right. Can't stand myself. See what I'm talking about? And that is true. But I'm just saying it's time to come together. Come together and just talk with one another, not at one another, but with one another. There's a difference. When you're talking at me, you're fussing at me. If we're talking with one another, we got a nice conversation. It's all right there to agree to disagree. That's the best solution. One of the best solutions I ever thought about. You can say, okay, we agree to disagree. So what? Now we happy. you ever real quick, you ever go in the school, when we was in school, you had to go in there and you fight your best friend? You fight your friend, then now they all protecting one another. So why can't we get together to protect one another? That's one thing. I'm just here speaking on community connection. We still alive. We're gonna have our next thing is first Sunday in October, the Spanish Heritage. We're in the gym. I thank God for Tower One. Let's use for Juneteenth. But we in the gym, first Sunday in October, Spanish Heritage Month.
That's the same one here last
Yeah,
year.
we're gonna be in the gym. I already talked to Kinston already to get us in there. So that's already been locked on already. So it started at 3, I think. 3 o'clock, I think it starts that time. But we here to break bread. Let's break bread together. Can we do that? Third Mondays at 6 o'clock at $2. We there in the back room laughing. If we gotta cry together, we're gonna cry. We want a partner. We need to know when we can help you all where in the areas you want to be helped at. That's the bridge right there. If we can help you, we're gonna help. If you need us, we're gonna be there. I think last thing we did at the library. At the library. So we need to do that. Come together. Be a partner. We need a partner of all, and I say this, all the communities in Pink Hill, nonprofits. We need to come together. And I guarantee everybody said, "What's going on in Pink Hill?" All the laughter and the joy and peace going around the neighborhood. We working hand in hand. Can we do that? Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah.
Miss Lori?
Partnership.
And just for the minutes, that's on October 5th at 3 o'clock.
That's first Sunday. That
That first Sunday, yes, sir.
Okay, that's it.
And then this Monday will be the third Monday, won't it? Coming
Yes,
in.
we're gonna have it.
This coming Monday at 6
That's it.
at $2.
Hi everyone, I think everyone knows who I am. I'm Lori Bradford. I'm the branch manager of the Beacon Hill Public Library. Before I get started for why I came here, which was trunk or treat, I did want to say thank you to some people who actually did help us with our back to school bash. It was actually Community Connection. They were slinging that
Pipe can.
yeah, because we also had the Ink family out there with some popcorn and snow cones. So they stayed out there risking the rain. It didn't rain, thankfully, but they were out there with that. And then they also joined us. We had the Ripe for Revival food market that started this past Thursday. It's going to be every Thursday, 1:30 to 3. It is a pay what you can mobile food market. We had Miss Ann out there with Community Connection as well, sharing information. So that's great. But also our local board members, thank you for your donations. Brandon, you're out there trying to help set up tents and help take it down. Mr. Whitfield, your family donating the tables. We didn't need them because of the rain, but still they were there. And then some people who weren't here, the Pink Hill Festival Committee, they paid for the water slide that a few kids did enjoy. And then through all of that, we were able to do 234 book bags. We did not run out of any book bags. The last book bag went to a child's hand at 1. We had a few families stumble in after that, but the need's still there. So that was great. And we couldn't have done that without the donations. So if you think that one book bag that you gave didn't help, it did. Every single one. So we appreciate that, but we're on to the next thing, which is our trunk or treat. It is coming up, so I came here to request the road closure. We actually polled the community this time to see what date they prefer, whether that be Saturday or Friday. It does look like the Friday, October 31st won. So I was coming to request a road closure for that day, Friday, October 31st. It would be the same streets, the South Pine Street, starting at the West Broadway, going all the way down to Macon Street, and then the Walnut Street from South Pine to the South Central. And we were going to request it for 4 p.m. to 8:30, and the event would go from 6 to 8. They're pretty quick with the cleanup last year. I think I have to ask I feel like they were done within like 15 minutes because the Scare You University was getting really busy at that time. So again, it was going to be for Friday, October 31st from 4 to 8:30 that we were requesting a road blockage.
You want to have a motion? Or you need a motion, or you just?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to close the street on October 31st from 4 to 8:30 from, I get this right, I got it, from on Broadway, from Pine Street, from Broadway all the way down to Macon.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Pine Street to Front Street on Walnut.
To South Central. Yep.
To South Central.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not all the way to Front Street, that's
Yep.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough.
I mean, that'd be a good problem to have, but not there yet.
Second, any discussion? All in favor? All right, thank you, man.
And start looking out for that stuff, because we will need the trucks, and I appreciate it again for all the support from our events. And I talk really fast, but again, if you know anyone, who would like to join us every Thursday, 1:30 to 3, the Right for Revival food truck or mobile food pantry will be right outside the library that you can walk up. Please pay what you can, cash and card, fresh fruit, veggies, and dairy and meat products. All right, thank
I
you.
want to tell you, thank you for the card. I just saw your card on there for your,
Oh, yes, and actually.
said y'all were enjoying it because they
Yes.
decided to build a shelter over and they
Yes,
fixed it back
way
in.
more than I thought it was. There's gonna be an overhang. So yes,
Yeah.
also thank you to you guys and your men, because they did it so fast.
And they, yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
And,
I was amazed. I was like, are you
but
really gonna get it done?
they
in
really
one
done a
day?
great job on that too. So I'm glad.
If you haven't seen it, we were expecting like a little overhang from what we thought we had some leakage at the library, but these men went way above and beyond, and we have like a full shelter out back. So if you ever want to enjoy the library and back, there's a shaded area to eat your lunch. And look at
They had some,
how the
the wood was rotting on the floor and it was from the weather blowing in. So Robbie looked at it and said, let's just build a shelter over the deck because it sounds perfect to me.
yeah, so that way it doesn't happen. Because last time it rained, the floor was just wet.
Good deal.
I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you
Lord.
so much.
And again, to reiterate for something that just Lori said right at the end, they need all the trunks they can get, and if you can't do a trunk, they'll happily take any treats and help.
All of the candy you donate, plus every penny. When I tell you, we were slinging out candy within 30 minutes because of the amount of people that came, and then just passing it out. Yes, any candy.
I'm trying to remember how many bags I handed out last year, but it was six or
I know
700.
I remember you donated 400 packages of Reese's, just the Reese's. And then I want to say, just to donate to us, not even his own food truck, trunk or treat truck, and then a couple hundred of other candy. We used it all.
Yeah.
We used it all. So.
Well, I stole this idea from my mom. I bagged my candy, so I could, and then I counted the bag. I did. Had somebody who works with me to count the bags when they went to the boxes to kind of keep track. And I really think it was 600 or 700 bags. I mean, and the kids, they love it. Everybody, it's knock on wood. Everybody's happy and respectful, and it's just a good night. And
Yeah, I'm thankful that we started at the beginning. I feel like we're coming up on our 9th year. I'll have to double check. I know this was the 10th year for the back to school bash, which is amazing. Because I was talking with Mike, and it started out with 25 book bags, I think, and to be up to 234 is phenomenal. And also, thank you to Two Dogs as well. He donated 50 book bags. So without that, we would have ran out. Yeah, it definitely helps everybody contributing, even a small amount, even if it's just your time. Some people just came there and helped pass out the supplies. So Dr. Jennifer Murphy, of course, she was there with her son too, giving out all the supplies, I guess. We
Next
appreciate
year,
all
my
of
wife had the clicker.
Yeah, he had the clicker. Yeah, he had the clicker. He was counting everybody.
There was like 665 came to past us, and then you know others go different directions.
Easy.
It's a great idea.
I like that spot.
Yeah, easy. exit.
Yeah, put me down for the bank again.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, I forgot one thing. Trina reminded me of it. Well, about 15 years, I guess, from my father-in-law passed, the aging council agent building over here.
Yeah.
My Marine guys and we went in and we gutted it out and fixed it back up. I don't know if it's like it is now. I went back in there, we had 2 weeks ago for the first time. And I said, wow. But still things need to be done on the outside, the grooming. The hedges and things like that get things, cause the hedges going above the windows now. So once I get through traveling, I'll get over there and try to start thinking.
Don't our guys usually take care of that?
They got the grass, but the hedges.
The hedges need cutting.
Yeah, they need cutting. So we're gonna go out there and just do some breaking stuff and get some wall spray underneath the ramp and stuff, cause I think the wall was out there. So just need to just tidy up for the elderly to get in and out.
Yeah.
Like getting stung for one thing. I ain't know where they can run. So, anyway, we're just gonna go out there and help and stuff like we did to clean up. Just get the men out there and do some things. So I'm looking at a date to get out there and just
I
clean
think
up.
so. I can get they've been so busy lately, but they can probably get them hedges cut back for you anyway.
Okay,
I'll mention it.
Anything
Remind me
that
to
we can
mention
I
do.
remember they doing it last year
Yeah.
when we had Jackson, but I think
We've been
since
short,
they've been short again,
But
it's
we
been
had
hard
a-
for them to get everything.
Okay, that's fine, but that's what we here for too.
Yeah,
That's what we here for too, because men of the community need to go to work.
right.
I'm part of that. I'm talking to myself. Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, let's see. And water department reports. Everything's running pretty smooth. We're still waiting on our final approval on the big project for the Park Circle. They're fixing to start. Might be in the next few weeks, on the next month, maybe on the camera in the system.
Just 1 second, Mayor, if we could just go back and approve the agenda and get all that.
Oh, sorry, I skipped all the way down to. Yeah, we need an approval for the August agenda. Moving right along. We need a motion to,
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And we need a approval of the July 2025 minutes from the last meeting. Get a motion.
Make a motion to approve the July 2025 minutes.
All in favor? And your financial reports for up to 1 month short were in your binders. And now we're at the water department. Anyway, we're still working, making progress on trying to get this grant that was at 5.6 million. It's taken forever to get all the permitting and everything, but it's getting closer. So their deadline is December of 2026 of next year. So we'll have something hopefully starting next, maybe by the winter, and get everything moving. Early first of the year anyway, he said, but they're going to be doing some upgrades. And I was just telling Brandon, I'll go ahead and let a little bit of good news out on that too. That, she and I met with the people who did the CBG.
Adams Company that administer the CDBG grants.
Yeah, the
They
CBG
do housing and
grants that
infrastructure.
we built the houses in town. Well, they came and they said there was another round of grants coming, and Pink Hill, we rate great in the numbers as far as being able to get the grants.
For a distressed community.
And we're in a distressed community, they consider it. But based on the park we started over here, that helps because we got that over here on the Jones Avenue Park. We've been having the festivals there. So we mentioned that park is part of that. If you work on the park, and they said that they were going, it's a I think it was each community could be eligible for $900,000. And that $900,000, of course, they have administration fees. So you probably wind up with probably 8 time they figure everything. But still, what we can do on that 8 is we can fix the park and add a walking track. We can do a little less. I want to get the walking track, but then we can do other things, maybe with the community donating, maybe some pavilions for picnic tables and stuff like that. Because I want to use more of it. They may can build 2 more houses. And I talked with Trina this week. We need a list of at least 4 to 5 people that you might know in the community that will qualify, and they have to own the property, meet the requirements for income, but they want us to get 4 names.
They have to live on the property.
Hmm?
They have to live on the property.
And they have to live on the property. Yeah. So, but they may not be able enough money. It depends on what they spend. He's pretty sure that it looks really great that we may get awarded that grant, which would be a non-matching grant, which is excellent. That's how we wound up with that park to start with years ago, was the same kind of thing. And then also he found out that we might qualify for help with our infrastructure, which would be paying for maybe new water meters without us having to fork out, and that's a big plus. So we've been excited about that, hearing that this week, about anything we can take that's helping the community is going to be great.
Mike, that park needs more current. We did the,
Yeah, I got them going to upgrade that breaker
that breaker,
It
yeah,
was tripping that,
we
yeah.
were blowing stuff everywhere.
because they had a 20 amp and that's a 30 amp thing they're running
I
on.
think go 40.
Yeah,
As long as they're gonna put the wiring in, just a little bit
But
extra for a gauge.
Jennifer mentioned that to me, and I told Vance that he's supposed to upgrade that.
Good, good.
So we'll have, I think it was when they had everything, was everything hooked on one?
Right, we had to get generators because we couldn't all hook up to it. See what happens is the vendors come, and they
Yeah,
don't bring their own. So they're running their little lights and all their stuff from, extension cords. Well, 30 amps didn't cut it.
yeah. So we may have to add another whole circuit there then completely. I was just gonna upgrade what's there, but it sounds like it may need, I don't know how big the wire.
Well, when Pete was here, we opened the box to look to see if we could maybe do something for it, go around it. It's the way it is, the way they got it wired, they're gonna have to run a new wire
Yeah.
in.
That's what I was thinking, because I think he wired it for 20 amp, but he didn't run
Right.
bigger wire in
Yeah,
case
it
you wanted
comes
to
to wire
upgrade you,
something bigger.
because you have to go with whatever the code said.
Mhm.
We'll, yeah, I got him, and we're supposed to be getting that maybe before the fall anyway.
Yeah, for the next
Okay,
festival,
yeah.
it'd be nice.
But I was excited because if we can get the walking track, which is the biggest expense, and we may even see how much they spend on. But he asked if we want to spend more on the park. I said, well, I'd rather, if y'all know somebody that needs homes, I'd rather spend more on helping people that needs homes. But if nobody that's in the area that could qualify, which I think Beverly's house next door is one of the ones that they said would probably, but they have to talk to her, to find out. Because she was one of the ones that was looking help for a home, and then, but anybody down, there's a lot. I noticed I was looking at the houses on even May Jones. Those houses down that way, because there was a block. Were you there at least when they had the block grant years ago? Because that was in the '80s, wasn't it? Yeah, because they fixed that whole, and that's just kind of what that is. It's kind of like a block grant, but they've changed it now. They don't if the houses qualify, they'd rather rebuild the house,
Right.
put a new house. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I think if y'all come up with any names for September, they said that get that in place too, so that would help. And then we can decide on how much we want, because if we get awarded, you can playground equipment, because it'd be nice to have that park in town with some picnic tables, some playground equipment possibly, we just, all kinds of things we can do if we get that awarded, but we also want to be able to help the community with somebody that may need, need too, So. We got a fire department pending.
Call since our last meeting, we've had 15 EMS assignments for vehicle accidents, motor vehicle fires, one structure fire, no gas leaks, no fire alarms, no brush fires, one service assignment for a total of 20 calls since the last meeting, and for 2024, a total of 181 calls.
Thank you, ma'am. And police department, Michael.
Our department worked this month on being present in the community. We continue to field requests for vacationing families and perform house checks when requested. Business checks throughout the day with peak time walkthroughs did slow down shoplifting and also create officer presence for security. We also worked with the Lenore County Sheriff's Office and multiple other agencies for the governor's highway safety campaign. We continue to enforce speed-related violations as well as other traffic laws with traffic stops being made. We have seen a decrease in parking violations and public adherence to the fire lane parking zone in front of the food line. Our office did assist with the Neuse Regional Library's annual back-to-school backpack bash and school supplies giveaway. Traffic was blocked and the event seemed to be a huge success. Our office did answer calls for outside agencies when requested, and all reports are currently filed. Traffic crash reports did see a small spike this month, and all reports are current and submitted. We also assisted the Lenore County Emergency Services as well as Pinkville Volunteer Fire Department when they were dispatched. We did receive and answer emails about things going on in town, all of which are being addressed. We will continue to keep Pinkville safe and enjoyable through proper enforcement. Anything else you'd like to add, Chief, since this was written? Anything else to add?
Not just the traffic crashes, they're getting more and more.
How many of them happen at Pine and 11?
We had to have one there in the last several months, and we had a big one that actually was today.
I know one.
We did have a big one actually.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, let's just stay in there for prayers.
That was
Oh,
where they come out. That's like That's the one where they need to be doing something. That's,
Well, if it's there prior to school starts, and it's gonna get,
that's an awkward intersection right now, the way they
Okay,
got it.
about $2.
no, we're gonna, I was being facetious.
I don't know if I'm gonna, are they still gonna do that?
They have tabled that for further study,
Okay.
that's my
I'll
understanding.
be looking white to make sure I'm running.
All right, on to old business. We got the food truck ordinance approval, and Penny had a question on that about, I think we had to adopt, we were gonna adopt it, but it's an ordinance and not a part of the zoning, is that correct?
Yes, you can adopt this ordinance without a public hearing or without approval by planning board. Planning board only deals with your unified developmental ordinance. This is not a part of that. This is a part of your code of ordinances.
I don't know, yeah, this is our code of ordinance.
Yeah, which is separate.
So you can, I don't know if y'all read over it, but it's pretty simple. It doesn't affect the businesses if or a community of things. It's just mainly to make sure unpermitted food trucks and their proper health department status. Because it's pretty much becoming a new thing, so we want to make sure we're protected and from anybody just coming in.
I've got a couple of questions on it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I apologize for missing last month's meeting. So under, definition,
Yes.
that's currently registered with the North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicles. This is maybe a silly question, but is that necessary? Like, I know we require it later. But what if they're not registered with? Like, it just feels
They
like.
have to be registered.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
because
like-
they are.
But
Food
this
trucks.
is narrowing the definition of currently registered. Like, can we just take that out?
That is the definition from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
Right, but what I'm saying is, so a food truck is a readily movable trailer or motorized vehicle currently registered with the department with NCDMV. But what if I'm a readily movable trailer or motorized vehicle that's not currently registered with the DMV?
Then you can't operate.
Right, but I'm not a food truck then. It's just a silly definition.
Yeah,
Like
I got what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm being pedantic, I guess, but it felt silly.
Then if you're not registered, you wouldn't be a food truck.
Then you're booted out under.
You're booted
the other
out,
things,
yeah.
right. Okay, but like,
So it really doesn't matter?
it felt like there were two. I don't know. I could see people being disturbed about it. The other thing is the exceptions.
Yes.
Catering a private event and is not selling to the public. My main exposure to food trucks in town is events at Tower 110. So like they'll host Thursday night football. Thank you, and that's open to the public, but it's on their property. Like, how does that work?
This is like for a wedding type situation. If they're sitting on private property and they're selling stuff out of it, that's not the same thing.
Okay.
If y'all don't want exceptions, you don't have to have exceptions. We can put the exception is just town hosted events if y'all want to do that.
No, so like I wanted to make sure, and this is again me being selfish, and narrow on my experience with food trucks.
They cannot be selling to the public. If they are sitting out there and people are coming to this private event and they're selling items and getting money for it, then they have to have a permit.
Okay, so like if, to modify that a little bit, if it would prevent someone from saying, hey, I've got a corner, come set your food truck up there, and just anybody who rides by, as opposed to, I'm having an event at my on my property, and I'm inviting a food truck to sit on it, that food truck wouldn't have to get a permit?
Exactly. Like if you're having a wedding, you have the food truck come and cater your wedding. You wouldn't need to have a permit.
All right, great.
They're not selling.
They're
to
not
the
selling to the public. If you're taking cash from each individual person that comes up, then you got to have a permit.
I know it's short supply these days, but most of it is kind of like guideline. It's still common sense.
Well, most of it's
I mean,
required under other agencies like the health department
I
or
think
the
it's just something.
North
to have.
Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, North Carolina Department of Agriculture requires LP tanks. Like all of this stuff is required under other agencies. It's just kind of
Bring it
compiled.
in one place.
Yeah. The things that you guys need to think about, one, the exceptions. We can take it out and just say, even if they're catering a private event, they got to have a permit if it's within.
No, I'm okay with the exceptions. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure I understand what the exceptions
And
are.
also note that it can only be on commercial property, too. They can only operate on commercial So that was one of the other things you guys needed to look at was like your zoning map and where do you want to allow these food trucks? Do you want to allow it in other areas than property just zoned commercial? Or do you want to,
Well,
Usually it would be a commercial.
and our town we have two types of commercial. We have downtown commercial and highway commercial.
see, and that's another
To
thing
add
that,
clarity,
yeah,
that when we say
need to,
commercial, we mean both,
you mean both, okay, so let's do, so we have downtown commercial
and highway commercial.
and highway commercial.
So now I'm confused.
No, well, we're just, like, we're referring to the zoning, the zones that are generated by the zoning.
Commercial.
So
I
we're
think
relying
the
on
main reason we started this was basically for their event, because they had, the reason to make sure we had orders is because of the bar. Trying to deal with a food truck, not a brick and mortar. It's got to be a brick and mortar in order to have a restaurant.
That's right.
That was the main reason to starting the whole thing, was trying to open a, nightclub and use the food truck as a restaurant, and that don't work.
So I did change that to say,
So it does say something in there about it.
private property must be developed, have an active permanent use, and be in a downtown commercial zoning district and in a highway commercial zoning district.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, come back to the exceptions though. What is meant by not selling to the public? Like, what's the definition of public in this situation?
Anybody walking up off the street corner and
Not
purchasing an item for cash.
So I'll go back to my example of Thursday night football. They invite food trucks from out of town, and they're set up, and it's
Where is this located at? Is this a
Power
commercial?
ones,
yeah, it's at
It's a
Power
commercial.
Works. It's in the downtown commercial district.
The venue center they rent out.
Okay.
And they'll have the food truck set up in their backyard, which is fenced in, which I know doesn't matter, still is on the property. But the end of it, they don't charge a cover charge to get in, but then the food truck, you just pay individually.
That would be selling to the public.
That'd be selling to the public.
Yep.
So for them to come here, they would have to have
All the requirements.
all the requirements that
Yep.
they met.
But they have also hosted events there, like the Peak Hill Brewers and Club has had Christmas parties there, food truck, not sell to the public, so they would not have to have a permit for that, correct? So just to clarify.
Just my thought process, you have a wedding, the couple or the parents are paying for the food truck to come, not each individual person going up there paying for themselves.
Yeah.
And if you want us to define that, we can define that.
The next question I had was just, do we need to define what is meant by town representative? We use that a couple of times.
We can, that's any
Wouldn't
town
that be-
employee.
Just
We can
town
paint it to
employee.
town employee or town mayor or designee.
And then under the operational requirements, item I, where it makes a reference that this provision will be enforced by the fire marshal or his or her designee. I mean, we don't
Yeah, I don't have a fire marshal.
have a fire.
Lenore County Fire Marshal.
Well, North County.
So the county
Yeah.
fires. Hmm.
Who typically comes in and handles all that stuff with the restaurants, Lenore County Fire Marshal. Then it would, same thing with food
It
truck.
would fall in the same category.
Yeah.
And then item L, mainly I was being curious about, the provisions to prevent municipal and order pick hookups. Is that just kind of a standard operating?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
None of them's ever hooked up, have they?
Well, I mean, I've never had a food.
It's
truck.
sewer,
That's what
sewer
I
and
believe.
water. They're not gonna hook up to sewer and water. I mean, they'll
Yeah.
hook up to electricity and that's fine, but
And then should we add state and county building codes in case our county adopts something that's more stringent than the
we
state?
can.
Just to be clear. And then we've already talked about the zoning district.
Now, do you need to change that one for the football you're talking about that you want to sell
Well,
to?
I'll be honest, I'm gonna ask,
So the county can do the
Not-
inspections.
we'll talk about it in a second.
Does that,
Okay.
Sorry.
may not help you?
Under the next section, the location separation requirements, item D,
Where are we doing?
food truck shall not occupy any parking spaces required for zoning ordinance compliance or any handicap parking spots.
Mhm.
I didn't know about removing the parking spaces required for zoning ordinance compliance. Like, obviously, we don't want anyone parking in a handicap spot.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about, like the taco truck that's so popular, where he typically sets up
H&H.
beside
Mhm.
H&H, yes ma'am. He typically takes up their
Okay.
parking lot, because it's
Okay.
3 spots. I just didn't wanna introduce an impediment for him.
The only thing we changed for him, he'd still have to, he'd have to come out, he'd have to have a permit, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'll have to have
Yeah.
a permit.
And then, item F, I didn't know about, I was trying to think of where that could be an issue. So, like, for example, if Mr. Rodney Scott with his insurance office, if he wanted to invite a food truck, he has residential neighbors. He's in highway commercial, but he's next door to,
Okay.
and I didn't know if an argument could be made that is not, that we can remove that requirement or restriction because we are covering that under the commercial district requirement.
Okay. So you want to remove the 100 feet of a residential dwelling?
Yes.
The way Pinky was laid out, that's pretty kind of a, because we were just talking about that. A lot of times things are right,
Well-
commercial be right next to residential, you know?
Yeah. All right, and then I think those were the extent of my issues. But I'm gonna go back to the exceptions.
We'll not approve it tonight and we'll define that.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is a.
And then you'll have more time to look at it, so you can just email me if
But
there are
thank
any
you,
other
thank
changes.
you for getting this to us early.
No, you're good.
So we can
Next month.
table that one for now.
Yeah.
And keep, okay.
And y'all are right, this is getting big. I just saw, I mean, I hate to make a comparison to Wilmington. I think Wilmington's just opened up they had a funny name for it. But it's a permanent spot set up to host food trucks.
Food truck rodeo or something.
Rodeo, I think that was, or rodeo or rally, but yeah. But it-
Raleigh
I know
had
that-
that
but
for
it-
years.
Raleigh-
Oh, you
that
come in
works.
and try right there for food.
But they have like shelters and they have,
A lot of
utilities.
municipalities have
No,
them.
down in Raleigh's 300 plus.
Yeah.
On the food truck rodeos.
I love one of those. They had those when I was in law school.
It's retarded.
We need that every night, Pinky, have somewhere to eat.
Those I'm sure don't have to have permits because they're,
Yeah, that's more of a, that would be like
that's a
sanctioned event.
municipality
Yeah,
event,
that was
yeah.
Absolutely. Once or twice a year.
We would-
Mm-hmm.
All right, we can table that one. We gotta have a resolution accepting the Lenore County fiscal year 2025 property tax settlement, that we met with. Michael and I went to where we could do our revenue neutral, is that correct?
Yep. I'll make that motion to accept the report from the Lenore County Tax Collector's Office.
What's it lowering the rate from 55 cent on the 100 to 42?
County 43.4. The county lowered theirs to 43.4.
They did?
Yeah.
I thought they were lowering to 64. They went lower now. They were lower.
I just got my thing in the mail, and the county said theirs was lowering the rate to 43.4.
They've come way down then.
And that's what I heard.
We're 41.7, I think.
Yeah, 41 cents.
You made a motion.
They must have made it because they were lowering from 84.5 on the 100 to 67. Yeah.
2 million people showed up and yelled.
So they decided, okay. And that's the reason Michael and I went over and met with the county and we ran the numbers so it would come out so it is revenue neutral. So, and that adopted where it lowered it from 55 to 41, something like that. So should help where our taxes, even though your valuations went up, your tax won't go up. So we got a motion to accept from Michael. Second.
Second.
Got a brief discussion, Mayor.
Huh?
I have a brief discussion, if that's all right.
Yeah.
I just want to note that we had a 97.42% collection rate, and the county provides that service for us. And I don't know what they charge for it, but I think that's pretty impressive that we almost had almost within 2.5% of the 100%.
I think it's 2%.
It's
It's not,
very,
it's not, it's very reasonable.
yeah, it's
so,
very, very low.
And they're,
Won't be different next year.
all right. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Right, everybody's in favor. Planning board reestablishment text amendments. Did you figure on that one any?
Discussion.
Oh, yeah, we can discuss it, but we can't do anything. The problem with UDO text amendments, one, it's got to go before your planning board. Your planning board has to make a recommendation. Two, you have to have a public hearing for any UDO amendments, whether that be a text amendment, zoning amendment. We have to advertise that in the newspaper. So we can establish a public hearing tonight for those text amendments for next month, if you want to.
But now we
But
can
that means we've
reestablish.
got to have those.
Can you reestablish the board members now?
The only way we're going to be able to do it is go ahead and establish the 3 board members tonight,
That's what I was
which will
thinking.
be a quorum for the 5, and then they'll have to meet. They'll all have to be there, meet, make a recommendation, and then we can change it from 5 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way we're going to be able to do it because we just don't have a planning board right now.
So we'll do what we want to do is we want to, because we don't have really enough to do, we don't need a 5 board member. I talked with Carlton and we can adjust it to 3, like we used to. I think we started out years ago with just 3. And because we really, the only time you really need, is for certain cases where you need the whole planning board involved. So we would like to establish, and I'll let, if y'all will, we've picked, I've contacted, talked with Roddy, he's on the original, and Trina, I want to call her Trina, and we added Mona Lisa was interested in too, and so I thought they'd be they've been in this community all their life, so, and they kind of understand everything we need in this community and how we want to grow it. So I would like to, we need to pick officially choose them as the names.
You have to make a motion.
Make a motion to
and
accept
you're
these.
supposed to state their names and their terms when their term expires.
And I want to do, and we're going to do some, that's one of the text amendments we want to do when we do have the meeting is term limits will be the same 3 years for everybody. Like we always had, and then just with options to keep going if you want to. Because we don't have enough that we worried about. It's not like we got a big metropolis that we need all these big to-dos, you know, and here we want to make it simple as possible.
Yes.
That's my thing about it.
Okay. He's talking about maybe
Do I get a-
with the staggering, but it's currently 3 years right now.
So we need to make a motion to establish the 3 members now, the board members.
Both members in, yep.
Okay. Can I get a motion to accept Roddy Howard, Trina Patrick, and Mona Lisa Jones as our board members
For a term of 3 years.
for a term of 3 years?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? You got anything, Benny? All in favor? Motion carried. Get with, I'm gonna, let y'all get together and we'll come up with a meeting date. Is that right? We need to have a public hearing?
So that's the question. Will they be able to meet between now and the next meeting in order to make a recommendation on the text amendments you're proposing?
And that's what we wanna have a meeting between now.
We need to meet to make a recommendation, so you could
Yes,
have
sir.
a public meeting.
That's correct. So
exactly
planning
right.
board has to meet, review the text amendments, proposed text amendments. You either agree with them or don't agree with them. You make a recommendation to the board.
How soon can the text amendments be ready for us to review?
I just found out about them today, so as soon as I see them, I can work on getting them
And we
out.
just got them back from Carlton, so
I think the 3 of us can.
Meet between now and
As soon
next
as
month.
you can get those to us, we
Okay.
can meet.
so we need to get the text amendments first to give to them.
Yeah, or they won't know what they're even making a recommendation on.
Can we do the public hearing before the next meeting? I mean, like
Like
day
right
of,
now.
like 6:30?
You can do it.
That's what I was
You can
saying.
start it
Plan
at
on
7.
next
You don't have to do
week.
it 30
You
minutes
just have
early.
to have
Yeah.
a certain period of time that you've got to advertise.
We have to advertise in the newspaper. Yep, there's
Now,
requirements.
is
on
it
that.
2 weeks? What's the?
It's 2 successive weeks, and
or
it's
is it
got to
48
be.
hours like a it's not.
No. We've got to advertise it in the newspaper. It's not, and it's laid out in here.
Seems like it's took about 2 weeks.
It does. It's
It's 2
got
weeks,
two
I think.
successive
That's right.
weeks, but there's a time
This
period.
paper on a certain day, and it's got to be 7 days before.
Wednesday prior to, I believe. It's got to be first time not less than 10 days or more than 25 days. So it can be, really, it's probably going to be 14 days before the meeting because you'll have to advertise it 2 times.
Now, do you need to write up the text amendments we want that we give and then send them to her, send them to
No.
Lauren? Or we can just do it?
The only thing I'm doing is putting an advertisement that we are
You're
going
doing
to.
that. You're
Yeah,
just doing
I'll
text
do the text amendment.
Okay.
She's just going to advertise
And
that we're
then
considering text
But
amendment.
do we need to advertise for them to have the meeting also?
No, no, no.
Do not.
You just advertise for our public
Only
hearing.
the public hearing
Yeah.
after y'all have the meeting. As soon as we get the text amendments, then we'll get contact with, which one of y'all want to be the chairman, so y'all figure that. You gonna let Gerardi, that's what I was thinking, contact, so we'll that way he can take charge.
Yeah,
on
me
that
and go
part.
vote on that. And so it's,
And the way we got it, we can adjust that also as one member has to be a representative of the ETJ, and Tarina is the one that lives out of town that we could recommend for ETJ if you need to adjust that.
yeah, whatever y'all's, I gotta
Okay.
look at, see, I
We'll
need a
look at 'em
copy
and
of
see.
that, yeah.
All right.
The nuisance ordinance second.
So do y'all want to go ahead and set a public hearing for next month?
I'd like to make a motion that we have a public hearing at our next regularly scheduled, preceding our next regularly scheduled board meeting on September 9th.
Yep,
At
for-
6:30.
7 for UDO text amendments. It can be after 7. You don't have to do it 30 minutes before your meeting starts.
Oh, okay.
For the UDO text amendments.
Mm-hmm.
Second.
All in favor?
Y'all have a deadline now.
No, I have a deadline.
She got it.
And I have a to-do list
We
of
gotta
my
get the
own.
text amendments, then we'll get them straight.
I'll send your email so y'all can keep
Yeah. Somebody remind me. Somebody send me this over here so I know what we're even doing.
That's the one that we had, from, we'll get a list up there, Lauren, and get it to her, okay? And so officially, we got it on the, we had a motion to accept Roddy, Freba, and Lisa. Yeah. So we got all that in the formal there, okay, so we're good. All right, and on the nuisance ordinance text amendments, can we do that?
The
We need to update the one we just had we sent out letters and people started cleaning up, but we had one that did not want to clean up, so the way we went to go try to do some enforcement, because we gave them 2 months, still didn't clean up the property, and they said they weren't gonna clean it up, because I think they were arguing about letting it go to the bank, so we went and got the guys to clean it up, and we're talking about a double out on the corner here. We went and got the guys to clean it up, but we need to add an amendment to set the price at $100 an hour if we clean it up. And that's what the magistrate told us would be the fine. Because he went over there to talk to the magistrate, is that correct, Michael? And she told him that we didn't really have the ordinance reads that after 30-day notice, then the town will clean it up and bill you.
But it doesn't say
But
how much
they
you're gonna
never
bill.
actually put the price in there, because I think the way it used to be is they added it to your taxes when we were collecting taxes, but we don't collect taxes anymore. So we need an amendment to put in the penalty as the time it takes to clean that property to make it presentable.
Problem you're gonna have is you already cleaned it and you're retroactively setting the fee later, so that's gonna be an issue with that one property.
But that's just,
But yes, we can, but we have to actually do ordinance amendments in order to make ordinance amendments. Does that make sense? Like this right here has to be drafted prior to these meetings in order for you to actually approve it. So if y'all have some that you're wanting, let me know, because the only thing I get is the agenda. I don't get any of the other documents. Let me know what you're wanting and I'll have them drafted prior to the meeting. That way you can approve them at that meeting.
well, didn't you send an email to Anna, but I know you,
About what topic?
about we were trying to ask a question about that, I think, when we were going to go clean it up, because it had been 2 months. May not have.
I don't think so.
So we can't do any kind of amendment on that one?
No, if you'll shoot me an email, I can get you it drafted. Just let me know which actual provision you're changing
This one here is the one that we had. It's under the nuisance.
under code of ordinances?
Most everybody complied and we started cleaning up because we were, and the ones that don't, they'll call you and say, look, we just don't have, they need help. That's what we want to do, the community thing. But this one is some property they're arguing back and forth and they didn't want to clean it up. So we wanted to look, we're trying to get things cleaned up.
And I have access to the
Yeah.
code of ordinances for Pink Hill, but I do not have access to the UDO.
You know,
No, so I don't have, because that one's not online for some reason that I've been able to find.
did I have that statue on that one, Michael, when we were doing that? Didn't we have the statue on that one? On the ordinance?
The ordinance, Mayor, I don't say it was 93 or
304.
Yeah.
It's under the nuisance, but it did, and the magistrate said we needed to update that,
Well, it's because it's just the way
I gotta go home and get those measures.
paperwork.
you know, have you ever looked at one of
Okay.
those?
That
Yeah.
said that
Go
could
to,
be,
go to Stone.
On Park Circle, we called because we cleaned up Alex's, it was a mess.
You have any idea why we have an old school bus parked there now?
Yes.
Oh,
We
yes.
just- We
Because
just
he
addressed
purchased
that
it.
today about it. Michael went and talked to him, he says he lost the key, but as soon as he gets it, he's gonna move it, he bought it.
Stark. Alex Stark.
To fix it up.
He just told me about the school bus this week in court.
Okay.
He's making it into a camper. He told me this week in court.
Have you seen it?
He did.
No, I haven't. Bring this out.
He did. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get that ordinance.
Okay,
It's
I'll get it done. Just let me know. All we need to do is add the fee, correct?
That's it, and
Okay.
we're gonna do 100 an hour. And,
100 an hour.
And for how, and how many hours do they have over there? That huh? 6 hours. But,
Well,
well, since we already told her we were gonna clean it up, but she didn't ask, because I don't think she's gonna do it anyway, but we may,
No, she ain't
it may be that the realty company will ask questions.
yeah. All right, I'll find it and I'll get it done.
Is it not on the line?
Yeah,
There it is.
this is online. The UDO is not online, but this one is. The Unified Developmental Ordinance.
Because the cover of the book doesn't say unified, so I wasn't understanding the acronym.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
What else? Mm-hmm. But she refused.
You talking about the criminal aspect?
Yes.
And now there was a new statute passed that all criminal violations have to be listed in the actual section
Before.
whereas most towns have just a blanket penalty section. You can't have that anymore. It yeah, it don't anymore. It's this new statute they passed a couple years ago.
Now the ones that had the one
Decriminalize
that's
a
got
lot
the
of it.
penalty added in there is the one that they're fine on it, because you know, like the one we had for the ordinance violation was 150, like noise ordinance
Yeah, that should be
was
fine.
$150.
Yeah, the civil fines and stuff.
Those were civil fines.
But a lot of the criminal aspect of code violations was decriminalized a couple years ago per our legislature. And now they require certain things cannot even be charged criminally now, but then other things that still can, you're supposed to put the criminal violation in the actual section rather than just like a blanket violation section. Like most towns just have a blanket section down at the end that says our penalties go to, chapter 99 or something. You have to have the penalties in each individual section.
and we had even, when all of that change occurred, we had even looked at us, 2 of our officers
Mm-hmm.
going and picking up the code enforcement and code still just be like this, so that there wouldn't be any question
Yeah.
about the charging.
It's
So
become an
that we were
issue.
covered under
Most of the troubles we have seem to be with
Yeah.
the rental properties, and just not that people move in. It's like when they started renting the old Maxwell house on the corner, it got a foot high, and we sent them a letter, but they did finally get it moved. But when the realty company first was fixing it up, they said they're pretty good about it. We called, Lauren made contact with them, and they contacted the property owner.
So there's no action to be made on the nuisance ordinance tonight?
No,
But you do have civil penalties already for your
We do,
You do already. Is it weeds and trash?
yeah,
Yeah.
civil penalty.
You have it already, $150. The problem is it doesn't say a day or
Okay, well,
anything like, you already have a
so
civil
we
penalty
can
limit
always
of
just charge them.
150. And each violation can be a different $150. Like say the violation keeps
So if we
continuing.
keep having to do it, it's not, well, we already got it there.
So well, you have the violation for like, say they needed to clean their weeds up and you've gone out there and you've told them and they hadn't cleaned them up. Then you start billing them $150 a day each time.
Okay,
But you don't have anything in here that says, hey, if we come clean it up, we're charging you.
but if we really don't, but if you got that penalty, then we just go, cause we want to mow it and clean it up, then we just charge them, then they get a penalty fine, is that right?
No, so the penalty is if they continue violating the ordinance. When you go up there and clean it up, they're not violating the ordinance anymore.
So that ain't good.
No, it's different.
So we need to change the wording so that we're gonna clean, or if we have to
I
hire.
think we need to change this to be $150 a day instead of just $150
Yeah.
blanket. We need to make some
If
changes
you
to
get
this
some of
as
those,
well.
they're determined they're not gonna clean it up, and
Yeah.
one of them, like, Alex was nice, but I think when we mentioned it, he didn't clean it
This whole section
up.
needs to be changed.
Took a couple times going over there, I think, didn't it?
I'll work on it.
Okay, we'll work on that. The next thing we got, or last thing on the agenda is, and Penny, I don't know if you remember, but whenever the Capital Management Trust Company, whenever your savings, you know, the bank is drawing, it's drawing less than 1%.
0.25 is the higher of the three
And
percentages.
I'll let
that we
Lauren
currently have.
tell you, she got a hold of, this is the one, all 100 counties in North Carolina have got their savings with this company now, and you're earning about what, 4%?
Yes, I've got literature in the binders about
In your
it.
bonders. And this is sanctioned by the state for municipalities that put their savings in there, because you're not earning anything in savings, and it needs to be to making some working for the taxpayer dollar there.
The lady that came and spoke with me told me that this process had been started. It had actually been approved by the board, but then I think the administration was changing a lot at the time and nothing was ever done about it. So I went back and pulled the minutes from February of 19 and found where they had approved it. So it also mentioned in there that Connie was saying it was a good thing. I don't know why it never materialized other than.
You said it's February of 19?
Mm-hmm. So it has
Well, it
been
actually been
presented
approved back then.
before, and everybody thought it was a good thing, and then it never happened. So they were checking back with us, and I have talked to Sharon with the town of Faison, and she tried for a long time to get her board on board with it, and finally did, and she's very happy with it. But there is a lot of good things about it. It's very there's a liquidity to it, so it's easy to get the funds out. There's no fees, so you can consolidate a lot of the different accounts we have with First Citizens, and we can have as many accounts as we want with this trust, but there's no fees, so you can move slops of money over there, and you don't have individual fees for each account like you do on some of the other ones. It's just a money market savings account is what it is.
And they get their money off of,
Off of the percentage.
somebody like our retirement, if you draw it over a certain, they just get their 2% or whatever. As it makes money.
They take a percentage off of the market rate of return because they follow the market rate of return. So the percentages that they are showing is after what they take out, what they are going to take out. The percentage, the 30 day is 4.22. That's after their fee. You would earn 4.22 on what you had as opposed to 0.25 in a savings account. A money market savings account with First Citizens.
As long as I know there are funny rules about governmental agencies investing money.
Correct.
And as
This-
long as this is well within those rules and looking at it, I'm sure it is. And as long as it's highly liquid, we can get access to it quickly.
Yes.
I mean, thankfully, I don't think we typically have emergency cash needs, but as
Mhm.
long as we can, you know, there's not redemptions, there's fees. or
I think
anything
this is the only one that's approved by the government, Board of Government, ain't it? Isn't that
Yeah,
what you
it,
said?
it was, its inception was in the 80s, and the treasure, what's it called? I'm not very good at speaking. The U.S. Treasury offered a couple of different options, and the state treasurer at the time wanted to keep it private. So the League of Municipalities played a big part in its inception. So it's been made for government agencies since the very beginning, and that's the only people that they serve.
That's hard to beat. Earning point two.
It's all 100 counties. It's only North Carolina what they're talking about. But they have a lot of towns and cities participate. I know Kinston, Lenoir County, LaGrange, Duplin County, Kenansville, just the people right around here. All of them are members of this trust.
Now you're saying you consolidate the accounts to make the value, I mean, like to make because you know, the more you got in one, the more interest is going to drop.
Well, it's just not having so many separate accounts in like a bank.
And the only thing with that is that typically we maintain our accounts separately for tracking purposes.
Yes.
So it may be beneficial to open multiple accounts.
Yes, you can open as many as you want
And
in
I
this
can't imagine
trust.
there's any sort of tiers of earning here where, you know, you have $100,000, you get a higher rate of return.
No, definitely.
I make a motion that we move forward with this, with the addition of, we mirror our accounts there that we currently have for savings and working capital and whatnot, at First Citizens. So if that means we need to open 3 separate accounts or 4 to do that, to give you the power to do that.
Okay.
Got a motion on the floor, got a second.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Earn a little interest.
It's better than the nothing that we're earning right now.
Yeah. Thank God we're sitting pretty good on.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's see, I think we're at the end of the line. Anybody else have anything else that they need to question before we close up?
Between now and the next meeting, say prayers for teachers, parents, and students as
School
schools
starting
start
back
back
up that quick? Is it?
My 2 start on Monday.
Oh, Lord.
But
That's hard to believe.
This is a celebration. What y'all are talking about.
That's what Bruce said about him.
This is a happy time. Is it not a happy time? This is a happy time. This is a time to celebrate.
He's retired though, you ain't gotta worry about it. All right, we have got a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
All right, all in favor? Motion carries.
You bet.
Thank y'all for coming.